your CELTA, you'll teach at least 2 different levels. So in a typical course, you might teach a lower kind of A2 level group, as well as a higher B2 level group. The reason we work with 2 different levels is because there are often quite different skills involved. Now, some of the skills are very similar. Obviously, how you stage a lesson is very similar. How you check understanding is very similar as well. However, you do need to be aware of different things. So, for example, at lower levels, it's all about how you communicate. So how can you grade your language appropriately? So make your teacher talk as simple as possible so that the students understand it. Maybe also thinking about support for language. So things like visuals, actions, all of those kind of things are much, much more important at lower levels. And so some people think, oh, teaching lower levels is much harder because I've got to do more work and I've got to think about how I simplify everything and how I get meaning across, and there's a lot more thinking involved. But then other people think the opposite, and when they go to the higher level, they think, okay, fine, I can breathe because it's easier to communicate with them. I don't need to plan as much how I'm going to express every single idea. However, the concepts I'm teaching are a bit more complex. And when you're teaching at the higher level, you'll definitely be dealing with different grammar points, probably more detail about language. There'll probably be a bit more kind of studying in advance of what the students need to know. Whereas at the lower level, you'll already know all that grammar, that's absolutely fine. But what you're studying in advance is how you express yourself, how you get your message across. So they are quite different challenges. And that's why it's really important that you do teach at different levels during your CELTA course.